How's it going, you with a franchise guy? Coming at you again with a third episode this week. And Carson Wentz, Malcolm Jenkins are both players of the week. Offensively, Carson Wentz put up great numbers. Defensively, Malcolm Jenkins put up great numbers. But doing some scouting, some left guards right now, and it is less to be desired of. I mean, going to some defensive ends right here. I mean, we don't need defensive line prospects, but guess what? We're gonna get some because we just have scouting points to spend. I mean, it's our bye week too, so we're gonna get double spending right here. And yeah, I don't know what to say of it. It's just something, I guess. It's just I don't know. This team's too good. We don't need anyone. I mean, I feel like the pieces we need, we address in free agency and we get them cost accordingly. I mean, hey, we paid for Jalen Ramsey just so the Cowboys couldn't get Jalen Ramsey. What team does that? Say, hey, come here, win a Super Bowl, or go to the Dallas Cowboys. Sure, you might pick us off a couple times, but guess what? You're gonna lose in the first round to us, second round to us. You're not gonna lead the division. Your QB's not gonna get you anywhere. Kelly Bryant's not gonna bring you to the future. I don't know. Really do not know. But we're trying to move on from last week. Have another big week this week against the Browns right here. Number 62, Bailey. It's kind of a weird number to have talking to. A coach right there, it's like an offensive lineman or something. Usually you don't see them talking to coach, usually at the quarterback or receiver, running back or something. But 62, a very weird number. But, third 8 right now, gonna go deep. This time Zach Ertz comes down with it. Late hits right there, but of course it's Madden, and this game doesn't care at all about in-game logic or actual penalties, so it's not gonna call anything. It's whatever. It's the same reason why the AI never gets roughing the passer calls. But if you dive at someone, it's an instant roughing the passer, regardless of if you hit them late or not. It's like, oh, well, you dove at them because they're running and you grabbed them by the ankle, so roughing the passer. But you grab a running back by the ankle, guess what? It's just a tackle. I don't know. Madden's dumb. Madden's weird. There's so many features that used to be in Madden that they took out of Madden just because the NFL didn't want them in there. Like, you can't get career-ending injuries anymore in Madden. I mean, there's a screenshot I saw because I never realized career-ending injuries were in Madden. I never played Madden. I guess I haven't played Madden since that. But there's a screenshot that said AJ Green has suffered a fractured vertebrae. It is a career-ending injury. It was like Eagles versus some random team, like Eagles Texans. And that was the screenshot that AJ Green had suffered a career-ending injury. So, why is stuff like that not in Madden? I mean, you see in MLB The Show that if a player tears his ACL or he tears his Achilles tendon, something like that, one of the tendons in the knee, there is a pretty big chance he retires, regardless of his age. Just because those are realistic injuries right there. That those just happen. People tear their ACLs, they tear their Achilles, they tear their MCLs and all that stuff, and they retire because they can't get to where they were. I mean, as much as the Knicks blew this past off season and not offering KD a max contract, I think they were right though. I really think the Knicks had the right idea in not offering him a max contract. Do I think the Nets are stupid for offering him a max contract? No, because the upside for KD is immense. That if he can come back in 2 years and be the player he was last year, that's a great player. Problem is, it's gonna take him 2 years in general just to get to where he was last year. Look at Carson Wentz, tore his ACL and had his MCL partially torn. Last year he came back. He dealt with some back problems. But the thing is, his ACL and MCL weren't fully healed yet. It takes 18 months for those to fully heal. Yeah, you can walk on them. Yeah, you can play football on them after 10 to 12 months. Carson Wentz, he didn't what was he doing like in 8 months. It's insane right there what he was doing. And he came back, put a very productive season, and he was dealing with other injuries. But they're talking about this year that he's been practicing without the brace, and you can never tell that he had an ACL tear because that's how good he was. But last year, you could tell that he wasn't comfortable yet. He wasn't comfortable planting his foot. He wasn't comfortable running anymore. Carson Wentz's game is on extending the pocket time, and that is running the ball when you have to. It's sitting there and it's taking time. It's breaking tackles. It's spin moves. It's aggressive football. But thing is, you have to be able to run. You have to be able to use your feet. You have to be able to plant your back foot to throw the ball. But I think when Kevin Durant does come back in a year and a half, 2 years, that the 2021 season will be in effect and he won't be the same player. I don't think the mindset will be there for Kevin Durant. I don't think he will be anywhere close to the same player just because of his frame. Kevin Durant's frame isn't designed to come back from that. He is a small guy. You gotta think, alright, Kevin Durant, 7-footer. How is he a small guy? Kevin Durant's like 7 foot, 200 pounds. I mean, that is not a big man at all. Yes, height-wise, it's a big man, but body mass-wise, he's tiny. That no wonder he suffered the injury. It's not even his first injury. That's his second career injury, like a second major injury. That they're talking about superstars that have had major injuries. Kobe Bryant had 2 major injuries. LeBron James has had just this one injury his entire career. Michael Jordan had a major injury, broke his leg. I mean, players have these major injuries and have to come back to it. But this is KD's second major injury. And to come back from one major injury is one thing, but to come back from a second one is another thing. And when his game relies on his first step, does he have what it takes to, put that same pressure on opposing players when he's nursing his leg? Now, you gotta think, if you watch Carson Wentz play, you can see he's hesitating. So if KD comes out and he's afraid that he doesn't want to jab hard enough because he's afraid that he might destroy his ACL again, or his Achilles tendon, I mean, yeah. But even talking about ACLs, Warriors offered Klay Thompson a max contract for a torn ACL. So another player that they're not going to get till next season. You can't play on a partially torn ACL. I'm sorry. If it's partially torn, you're still out for like 3 months. I think it's dumb money that players are being offered. I get it. Klay Thompson won you a couple rings, this, that, and the other, but you can't be offering him that much money. They're offering him so much money that they're being forced to trade away their key players. Like Andre Iguodala was a key piece in that first championship. I mean, sure, it didn't help that the entire Cavs team was hurt for that playoffs run, but Iguodala was the main reason why they got there, and had to trade him off just to afford Klay Thompson. And when you're trading away key pieces to your team to afford certain players, it's not worth it. And it's like, let's offer D'Angelo Russell a huge contract to replace Klay Thompson for a year. All right, cool. You get Klay Thompson back in the 2020-2021 season. What are you going to do with D'Angelo Russell? You got to trade him off at that point? At that point, teams know you're trying to trade him off, and you're not getting anything back. When teams know you're trying to trade someone, you're not going to get good offers. when they know you have to trade someone, you're gonna get whatever they feel like offering. If they feel like offering you 4 seconds for D'Angelo Russell, guess what? You might have to take 4 seconds for D'Angelo Russell. But if you try and trade him now ahead of the curve before that all sets in, guess what? You control the market for D'Angelo Russell. You could say, I want 2 firsts and this player. And teams like, oh, that's a fair trade. I see what D'Angelo did last year because they came to me offering a trade. Or I came to them because I need D'Angelo Russell to make that final playoff push. Not the other way around. But if it's like, hey, we need to trade D'Angelo Russell, it's like, hey, you want D'Angelo Russell? Like, yeah, we'll give you 4 seconds for it. Same thing that happened to Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins is trying to get pushed off to every team, and no one wants Andrew Wiggins because everyone knows that they can get whatever price they want for it, and the Timberwolves aren't taking it. Why do you think Jimmy Butler got traded for Robert Covington and Dario Saric and Jared Bayless, I think, too? But that was not worth Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is not worth those 3 players. And guess what? Timberwolves went to the Sixers, and the Sixers were like, all right, cool, we'll give you this. But as I said, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, miss episodes down below. Check the playlist down there. Peace out, rock on YouTube, and stay classy.